the seriousness wasn't there. I wasn't the serious type of guy I was like 5-10 years ago. One thing about Fury, he's a warrior, man. He always comes and fights and puts on a good performance. And he knows when he needs to turn it on, he can turn it on. He will cause Joshua a lot of problems. Oh shit, like I'm fighting a big strong man here. Hairy chest, and like I'm not even got no helmet.
Hello and welcome to Clubhouse. I'm Charlotte Daly. I'm your host alongside Spencer Oliver, and we have Amir Khan with us. How are you?
I'm alright, I'm good, thank you. I don't live too far from here. I was called over by you guys. I thought, why not come on, see what's going on, what's happening here. IBA doing the boxing event here, so I came a couple of days ago, and it was the prelim rounds. Some good fights on. Well, yeah, I mean, overall, it's a good show. I'm looking forward to the finals. So,
what's life like over here now in Dubai, though? That's a big move, a big change.
it's a massive move, you know. The weather's much better, like as you see now. And you could be in t-shirts. We could be. I mean, you already got a talent. You only been here for a couple of hours. And but yeah, I like it here. You know, the kids love it here. Very safe. See, I moved here after that gun incident I had when I had the gun put in my head when they stole my watch. I was like, I can't be living here. You know, let things ease off in the UK, and I love the UK. Don't get me wrong. I'll move back. But at the moment, I love it here. The hospitality you get, the love you get from the locals as well. It's got literally, Dubai's a place where it's got the best restaurants, it's got the best of everything, you know what I mean? So it's like you don't have to leave your house. You get a little bit lazy, so I have to start training because I started putting the pounds on. That's because here they do all the Uber Eats, Deliveroo's, and they fly, and it come like instantly as well.
After finished boxing, how hard is that to keep that motivation? Because, like, you know, it's difficult to find that discipline because we're all regimental and like when you're boxing and everything's on point, on time, and you're very structured.
Well, you know,
the boxing is difficult.
Well, I'm still a little bit like that as well. See, when we have meetings or we have to do somewhere, I'm perfect all the time. I'm on time all the time with my friends or whoever, and I end up being the first one here. Like, see, the thing is, in Dubai they have like a culture where people like to come a little bit late. So if it's at 9 o'clock, make it 9:30. I end up going at 9 o'clock and I'm waiting for everyone to come. It's crazy. But look, it's just nice to be retired now and not think about going back in the gym. I can eat what I want, sleep when I want, go anywhere I want. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to have that because when I was fighting, I was thinking, what would it be like when I'm going to retire? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be nice? I'm going to be chilled. And that's what life was fun the way I imagined. I was so blessed.
Some fighters can't find peace in themselves, though, can they? They can't.
I can't have my
It's that type.
Yeah.
So it's great to hear that, though, because you're doing other things. You've Amir Khan promotions.
Yeah. We were at the show together in Nigeria. Both of us were there. So a lot's happening with me on the promotional side, but I'm just enjoying it, to be honest with you. Look, just taking things slowly. And the week after I'm in Saudi, so I'm not too far. When you're in Dubai, I'm not too far from Saudi and everywhere else, Nigeria. So I'm in Saudi. Got some work on with the zone over there for the Inui fight. I'm there for that, and then keep us busy. Look, I'm a boxing fan now. I love watching these fights and talking about them and giving my little bit of advice. It's gonna hear it or not, but
It's good advice, mate.
good advice. But being done, it's crazy because I still think I'm young because I've been on the scene for such a long time. But people give me a tap on the shoulder and listen, you're past. We all get older now. Don't get old like
Mate, stay like Peter Pan. Trust me.
yeah, I try to keep as young as possible. Honestly, it's but look, Dubai keeps you young, keeps you fit. My missus keeps me in the gym. If you need to hit the gym, keep fit because I was putting a few pounds on earlier. And when you put on the pounds, that's when you start looking a bit older as well. And I was like, I need to make sure I'm in. And honestly, I wasn't even gonna come today, but I had everyone minding me. You have to be here. You have to be here. So then I ended up turning up. Luckily, I got my haircut done and everything. Oh, great. We're very kind.
Talking about being in the gym, though, obviously it's very different to
Miss it at all.
when you're fighting. But being back in the gym and like training, does it make you ever think? Because people these days are coming out for all sorts of exhibitions. Would you ever step back in the ring?
It depends on the dancing partner. If it's a dancing partner that I think I could do well against or I know well of, then yeah. Like a Manny Pacquiao, we sparred with each other so many times.
He's not here tomorrow.
Then he's here tomorrow. He's the vice president. Is he?
Yeah, he's doing something here tomorrow. But I'm just like, since Charlotte asked the question, I thought, man, he's here. Like, this could be the exclusive. We could be seeing That was a fight that was always been talked about. It was on, it was off. We never got it.
Yeah,
Mate, come on, let's make it happen.
after so many years. And I mean, look, I've been asked many times to come and do exhibitions or fights, but I don't know. I mean, look, God's been kind. I'm busy with other things now, with the promotion that we were talking about earlier. I'm busy with like buying a lot of real estate, selling, and keeping myself busy with a lot of like commentary work as well and TV stuff as well. So you know, I keep myself busy, and it's always good to keep yourself busy because that's where boxers sometimes go on the wrong things when they retire from boxing and they don't have much to do. Like a lot of the fight, low focus, because boxing is such adrenaline rush it gives you that you want that adrenaline again. And it's sad to say, but a lot of fighters go into drugs and alcohol. But you know what? I've been quite focused while I've been here.
It's almost like chasing that high, because when you're in the ring and like fighting, and even the kind of fear factor of it, the adrenaline, I guess that's what they want. Yeah.
So think about it. You're never gonna get that adrenaline, like rush that you want, and you're gonna, you know, and the nerves. So when are you ever gonna get that? So, like, well, you know what? My kids keep me busy. I'm always running after them. I mean, yeah. I mean, look, life's good, man. I mean, you do miss it. Don't get me wrong, but
Do you think?
I think there had to be a day where you have to fun it a day. Is it? I mean, I could have stayed in the game even longer, but then you're only gonna get hurt. And I thought I want to grow up and see and be there for my children and my family.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you think some boxers stay in it too long because of the fear of life after boxing?
So definitely. See, I've got the Amir Khan Foundation as well, the charity I do. And I'm always busy with that, and that the buzz that gives me, the adrenaline rush that gives me. So it's kind of a lot of work I'm doing with the promotion and the foundation I've got and the commentary work. It's kept me busy where I don't have to think about ever going back in the ring again. Some of these fighters now, these young lions I see, I think, oh, I wouldn't want to have a go out with him, you know. There's some great fighters out there, and you have to understand. Yeah, we were good back in the day, but now I don't think we have it. And it's like it's someone asking you, like, how would you do against the guy your way?
Do you know what it is? The only temptation for a fighter coming back when they come back is that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be quite sad to see, but if you remember the fighter in their peak in the prime, how many got out at the right time? Because you go, when the cracks start appearing as a fighter, and you know, fighters' motivation is just chasing that money. Yeah, they're putting their reputation and their careers and their legacies on the line. And, you know, it's a sad spectacle when you see that once former great fighter go in there.
We've seen it.
And get dismantled by a guy
and get hurt. Yeah. Never the same fighter again. And the people forget about the legacy they had and great legacy they had, or the great fights they had. They think about the last fight. They all remember you for the last fight. So, I mean, like, look, even the fight with Kell Brook and myself, I, in my head, didn't really want it. But then it's more the British fan why did more than anything. And I thought, if I lead the sport by not taking that fight, you know, I'm going to be hated. And
Great question to you here. Going into that fight, did you know that the fight had left you before that first bell went? Because you know what, Amir? We was there, we was working that night, and when that first bell went, I went, his legs ain't operating properly. Their coordination wasn't right. It was all on. It was like, he looked like a fighter that was a shell of yourself before the bell went. And did you know that going in?
No, I thought, I trained so hard for the fight. And I was like, I'm gonna do a job at him. I'm gonna beat him. But deep down, I thought, oh, but you know what? My legs are not the same. I mean, the speed not really there. The power was there. But then it was just that I just didn't want to be there. More than anything, I was in great shape. More than anything, mentally, I wasn't there.
But was it when the first bell rang that you recognised it, or did you recognise it?
I recognised it in the gym. I remember looking up at the clock and thinking, in an hour, I'll be leaving for a press conference. I want it over.
Yeah.
You really want something over with. Like, you should never go and do something when you're already thinking about afterwards. So that I'm thinking about what's going to happen after.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to fight over with.
Because
I just wanted to be gone, and I'm like, you know, training camp was so hard. And I just, like, to be honest with you, it's the first time ever as well. But the crowd that we had, they kind of hit me a little bit as well. Like, when I was walking out and I could hear the noise. Well, I've never heard noise like that.
But going into that fight, it was a must-win fight. Your legacy had already been built, really, in many ways. But Kell Brook has always lived in your shadows a lot. And he was chasing that fight, and it was a fight for him. I think it was a must-win fight. You know, I think that had he lost that fight, life might have been very difficult for him. So we know he's had his struggles after as well. And he seems in a great place now.
Yeah,
he's brilliant, because I love Kell Brook.
I like Kell, he's a lovely guy, yeah.
I think there was a lot more on the line for him going into that fight than you.
Yeah, definitely. I think I was very relaxed going in that ring, and I was like, it's another day in the office, you know. But Kell, I think he everything on the line. He put everything on the line for that fight because he knew that this is make or break for him. And well, look, I gave him my all, and obviously I fell short. But look, he put on a great performance and looked in great shape and boxed really well. But then it's just nice to see in boxing. I think it's only one of the only sports where you can, after beating each other up, you shake hands and you become friends. And we message each other now and we're like good mates now. So
You know what it is,
it's
Sean?
crazy. And we never spoke ever before.
Yeah, it's like, it's this gladiatorial thing that, say, like me and Amir Khan, we get in the ring, we share the ring, and we put on this fantastic fight for the fans. It's a moment that only you two have ever shared. And like, no one else can take that. So where you have to build up all this hatred for a fighter going into it, that final bell rings, win, lose or draw, whether you've got off your back and got up, you've got cuts all over your face, people can't understand that whole, why are they cuddling each other the way they are? Because go through that experience, and it's only you two can share that.
Yeah, definitely. And I could see like in the press conference as well. I mean, I was just having fun there. Now, I mean, we made some little funny comments and stuff like that, and I could see that the seriousness wasn't there. I wasn't the serious type of guy I was like 5-10 years ago. You know what I mean? But for me, it was just giving the fans a fight and just enjoying the moment. I kind of knew that maybe it could be the last one as well.
But fights like that are great. You know, you gave the fans what they wanted, and it was safe in terms of the level of competition between each other. But then you get fights now, though, where there's total mismatches and you're getting people, even the Anthony Joshua, Jake Paul fight.
The thing is, I think age is looking at the fight where this could be taken. The big mega fight with Fury. Fury's back in the ring.
Yeah, that's right.
Him again, yeah.
We do hear strong rumours that he's going to box again in 2026. Whether he goes for a warm-up fight or goes straight into a big fight, first part of the question is, who do you think that big fight will be? And the second part of the question is, if it is Anthony Joshua, if you do go there, does he win the fight?
Fury is very unorthodox in a sense where he's got the size, he's got the movement, switch hitter, his shots come from every angle. That's something Joshua's not really had or faced. So he will cause Joshua a lot of problems because Joshua's more of a straight up boxer. You know what I mean? Whereas Fury's more like loose and elusive. I think it will give massive problems to Joshua, a style like that. And I've always said, one thing about Fury, he's a warrior, man. He always comes and fights and puts on a good performance. And he knows when he needs to turn it on, he can turn it on anytime. Being in or out of the ring, being active or inactive, he's always the type of guy that can always put on a good performance.
But what should Tyson do in the build-up to that? So they're saying September potentially for the Anthony Joshua fight. But who should Tyson prepare against? He's
fight
gonna...
someone, yeah, you're right. He needs to fight someone that who's out there. Like he doesn't really want to fight the top world champions like a Dubois or a Usyk or anyone like that. So maybe he goes and fights someone like I'm bad with names, but I know what they look like.
Well, Fabio Wardley's in the mix. He's just won the WBO title, but I mean,
that's a good fight.
Tough fight to jump.
But that's a tough fight. That's a tough fight to jump straight back into. But then knowing someone like Tyson, you might say, "F it, I'm gonna jump in it." You know what I mean? And we've seen him do the unexpected.
Well, listen, if you try to piece this together, because the heavyweight landscape's so mad and it moves in so, as you both know, it moves in such mysterious ways.
A good fight.
He fights Fabio Wardley, comes back and says the WBO go, know what, we'll put you in the rankings because that's just the way that it's worked. He gets fight against Fabio Wardley, picks up that WBO title. Then what route would he take? Would he go AJ because that's commercially the biggest fight in boxing?
Yeah.
Or did he go for Usyk and try and...
No, that's what I think. Usyk is special. Usyk, there's no one really harming or touching Usyk. Usyk is one of a kind. You know what I mean? So there's no one really messing with Usyk. Usyk can just, But I think a good fight for Tyson would be Tony Yoka. I mean, there's big fights for all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For AJ, for Fury. Even if Fury, I mean, we don't really want to see Fury get beaten when he come back and get beat because then no one's going to really give him that one big, he's not going to get that one big payday fight.
Sure.
One big fight, he's not going to have a chance. But if we look at the heavyweight division, Wardley really could be a good fight.
Great fight. Because it's interesting though, isn't it? Like we're all throwing names around at the moment and we
don't know what they might be for.
You go, we spoke to Deontay Wilder, who's leaning wants to get himself back in the mix. We're talking about Deontay Wilder, Alexander Usyk next. Deontay said they're in conversations to have that fight. He said, like, Whether they can reach the numbers remains to be seen, but that is a fight that could happen. So look, Turkey in a fight.
Sheikh can make anything happen, as we all know.
Yeah.
He made fights happen which have been unexpected, or and rematches happen. And I mean, look, that's one thing about boxing. I mean, I just saw yesterday, 2 days ago, the fight between Stevenson and Lopez.
Great fight.
What fight? Who wins up? Lopez. So nice.
Stevenson.
Stevenson. Because a lot of people are going to say that,
But people are going to say the
Lopez is a very good fighter, bro. I've trained with him. I've heard him at the party. He bangs hard. He's a good all-round boxer, slick. A lot of people don't give him the credit for how good of a boxer he is. Look, he's the type of guy I know about Lopez is that when he has to turn it up, he turns it up. And I think with someone like Shakur, he will have to turn it up big time. And obviously Shakur, we've not really seen him in the deep end.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that toughness is there with Shakur, and if it is there, which I believe it is, because I think it's a fantastic fight. It's one of them that we're all going to have an opinion on who's going to win, but none of us really know, because it's one of the best fights in boxing.
The best, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah,
You think about it, look at Lopez. He's fought like some Lomachenko. He beat some great names on the way, man. And I look good against them as well. Maybe his last fight wasn't the best. He made it a little bit tough, harder than it looked, but he's always performed at the highest level when he needed to perform. Now, with Shakur, he's going to have to perform. He knows that this is the mega fight that but I think Shakur seems a little bit more relaxed and calm. Like he's going to win this fight. It's going to be a walk in the park for him. But I know one thing about Lopez is that he always pulls off a...
You know what the great thing about this conversation is that we're just having now? One of us is going to be right, and there's like,
Not put no bets on it. One of us is going to get...
What do you think about the criticism that Shakur gets? Like, people say that he's boring, he's not entertaining.
He's like an Andre Ward style. Andre Ward, class fighter, wasn't really that entertaining, but got the win. I mean, that's what boxing is all about. It's all about...
Mayweather had a slight, aura of that wrap around him as well. Like, not them for the boxing purists, like the purists of hardcore boxing, man, will look at it and appreciate these little movements and the genius stuff that they do in the ring.
Checking it.
Maybe the sort of like more casual fan would look at and not appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm saying you've got to be a boxing. Yeah, you've got to be a hardcore boxing fan.
I used to love watching Andre Ward fight because it was so punch perfect. I watched his footwork, how he moved to the right, to the left. And I trained with him as well, with Virgil. And I used to watch how he trained and how he fought. And I thought, how he puts his hands down and uses it as a defense, and then pulls your hands down and catches you over the top. And them little things.
Yeah.
I look boring, but to a boxing fan and a ex-boxer or a boxer,
You just go, wow.
I'll be like, wow. So this is a fight that people get, because you got two different styles. You got an offensive, defensive in Lopez, and you got a defensive in Shakur.
Yeah.
So it's going to see who's going to win. Is there any way of beating? Because at the moment, Shakur is going to beat him up. No one really giving him that hard day. We've not really seen him in the deep end. But it's going to be a good fight to see that can Lopez put him in the deep end. And I think he can. And I think he has the power and the technique to even beat him.
We talk about boxing fans there, and obviously the purists enjoy that technical side of the fight. But fans in general, do you think that they've almost become a bit too bloodthirsty, that it's all about the knockouts? And if a fight night doesn't deliver a knockout, people are like, oh, that wasn't good.
You know what, you're right there, because we're so used to seeing like bloodbaths and seeing knockouts. Well, you're not in the top level fights, like the Canelo, even Crawford. You don't see knockouts. You're going to see pure technical boxing.
And that's the problem you got with that fight, is that it's in danger of falling into that space where both guys are there and they're fainting and they're trying to create an opening. And if they don't create an opening and set a trap, they won't go for it. You can't dangle the carrot. And if the guy don't take it, if he don't take the bait, you'll get nailed. So that's when you're talking about high quality like that. It's like one false move, checkmate.
I like as fighters, watching that.
Yeah,
we've not seen that technique.
But like you say to the blood audience fan, we're falling into that space of YouTube boxing now, and where your defense is maybe not that good, and
people want to see people and basket, and we like seeing that as well.
So we're in danger of losing the boxing purist in many ways. Like the hardcore boxing fan, they're a small number of the amount of people that watch boxing now, because we're in a new space with YouTube boxing, like boxing being the umbrella of it. Really, it's more entertainment as well, isn't it?
Do you think we're almost creating the problem ourselves? Because, so for example, Anthony Joshua fighting Jake Paul, do you think now boxers, because those opportunities are there, those big paydays are there, are more inclined to go down that route, and we're almost going to lose the authenticity and the fights that we as purists would want to see?
Yeah, I mean, look, I think Turkey Al-Sheikh's a big part of this because he's made the best fight, the fights that we always wanted to see. No,
Spoil us. It's spoilers of you.
no, look at us. Look what we're talking about now. He's literally spoiled us that we've seen some mega fights. Are we going to see them again? Are we going to see anything that sort? But then again, look, for a boxing fan like we are, or ex-fighters we are, and I think, yeah, look, even boxing fans, even people at home who have never put on a pair of gloves on, sometimes they might want to see a 12-round fight with a lot of technique. It just depends what the fans want.
You know what? This is where I'm at with it. I think there is a space for that. Like AJ, and if people want to watch it, watch it. And if you don't, you think it's a load of shit, then don't watch it. Don't watch it. Simple as that. I think that Turkey still delivers the hardcore fights because he's a boxing fan.
Yeah,
I don't think he's not interested in this stuff. He's interested in the best and the best. And I talked to Deontay Wilder about it. I said about we need you and AJ. We want you. Because then you're talking about eras like Ali, Foreman, Fraser, Holmes, where you go, the best boxer, the best, and he's going, you're nailed on. He goes, and politics have always got in the way of that. Turkey's the guy that took that away. So I think there's a space for both.
There's a space for both, definitely. And Turkey bringing the best of Kun boxing. And yeah, a lot of people are gonna be thinking, oh, this is a bit boring, we don't want to watch it. But I think, look, there's always gonna be interest in boxing. Boxing is one of them sports that people always want to watch, and the best fight the best. And look, that's what we're giving them. We're giving the best fights to in this day and age. Fights that we never thought were gonna happen have happened.
Yeah.
And it's great. I think boxing is on a high. You can say what you want, but I think boxing is still on a high. It's never gonna die off.
I have a question for you. Turkey has denied this, but what happens if the Saudis turn off the tap and they stop funding these big fights? What happens to boxing?
We go to regular boxing again, and then obviously they're gonna be protected for all ages. Then fighters are gonna be protected, and it'll be one-off. We'll see mega fights.
I think outside of what Turkey's doing, and that's brilliant because of his influence in the sport. But you take that away, you still got Eddie Hearn, you still got Frank Warren, you still got these shows going on. And now they've worked in Amir Khan and Amir Khan. I want that plane on the plane. Not
anymore.
Not anymore, mate. Yeah, you've got all these promoters, and now because they've had a taste of working together and seen that actually it does work. You know what I mean? And
do you think they will continue? So Eddie and Frank are pals now. Will that continue?
Them to keep on doing what Turkey's doing because they know that it's worked and it's got viewers watching, and his boxers are such a high at the moment that they might be like, oh, listen, we've done it.
It's the money.
Let's do it again.
Yeah, but I think
the money,
make the money because everything's
that's the way.
home now.
Yeah, so that's the way of making money because they'll go on pay-per-view. They'll get more eyes on the TV screens. They'll buy the fights more. Yeah, because people are not stupid. When they watch fights, they're gonna want to see fights that are 50-50 as well. You know what I mean? And exciting that.
Which I understand and I get, but when I say about the money, it's getting the money to the fighters to get them to agree, because there's a lot of fighters that wouldn't have taken fights that have happened recently because it's probably not the right career move.
I think what's gonna happen? It will be a big hit to boxing, innit? If take
Massive.
There's no denying it.
It was a big shock to the boxers to get used to because the boxers are going to have to go, what? Now I'm not fighting for 50 million quid, I'm fighting for 5 million quid.
Yeah.
Still, it's unbelievable amount of money being spoilt as boxers, but then they deserve that because they're putting it all on the line. But I mean, boxing is such a great space. If
Turkey did leave, I think the generation that is now here will all probably call it a day and leave. It'll be the new up-and-coming generation who want to make a name for themselves and them titles will be on the line for them, and they'll want to then make the big money. It'll go back to normality again. It'll go back to when we were fighting on the pay-per-views or the Sky or ET Sport, whatever you want to call it.
Talking of the new up-and-coming generation as such, it's kind of the changing of the guard at the moment with Tyson Fury retired, potentially coming back, will retire again. Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, everyone's kind of filtering out from the heavyweight division. Who is the next face of boxing, British boxing specifically, would you say?
British boxing, see, I know about this. Moses, fantastic fighter. Wow,
I think you can't.
Power. He will carry the heavyweight division. Everyone knows that everyone knows boxing with the heavyweights, on the heavyweights, right? So I think he's one of the heavyweights that is gonna shine, definitely. Has knockout power, has speed, movement, and quite slick fighter. Him and then the Whittaker's a very good fighter as well. Ben Whittaker as well. Obviously looks well, looks good, speaks well, sells well, boxes well as well. Obviously you got Hamza's here is doing really well. Yeah. So you know what? You got a ton of good fighters. Adam Azim,
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think when we come to an end of an era and we've got it and we've had like, some amazing characters in heavy,
we are waiting to come.
and when it goes, this is the debate that everyone always has. Who's the next character? Who's the next guy that's going to come through? And I think like you look at the guys that you're just mentioning there, like Ben Whittaker's got a lot of character and he'll do that, but all in that ain't all waiting for. Moses is quieter outside the ring, but he'll grow into that.
Yeah.
He's unbelievably good inside the ring. You go, what characters are there? And I think that we're going to be blessed for the next.
But then no, we are gonna be, and at the same time, bro, you have to understand there's other young fighters who are coming to the grassroots.
Where's the next Amir Khan?
I mean, look, it'd be hard to see one of them. You know what I mean, I'm young now, 7 feet.
I'm from Naseem Hamid area, right? Me and Naz used to spar together and all sorts. And when we had these conversations after his career, I interviewed Amir and said, "Your son's doing really well." I went, you know, it'd be great if he went. He can never fill my shoes. It was like you. Reminded me of that because you went over 21. I mean,
Well, you know, the thing is, we brought something different to the table, young. The speed, the movement, the excitement, the blood, and everything. Going to America, I mean, I took risks all my life.
silver medal at
17, baby, boy. And now, imagine me, a 17-year-old, and thinking he's going to go and knock my
medalist.
Who's in it?
That's mad. So does that give you? Do you have to give your own head a wobble when you think about that?
You know what? It's funny.
Seeing these races, like when you see a 17-year-old now, they're like little babies, aren't they? And you're in there winning Olympic silver medals, mate, right?
Yeah, and you're fighting against men at the age of 35.
Yeah.
But look, God was kind, and
I think you had a little bit to do with it as well.
Yeah. But you know, I do a good day. But honestly speaking, like, you know, it's hard to come through. It's hard for a fight to come through that. You know what I mean? It just everything just fell in place for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Go to the qualifiers. England didn't want to pick me, but then they chose to throw me into a qualifier and the qualifying straight away. So it just fell in place at the right time, and the draw I got. I mean, it was a hard draw, really. You know what I mean? Home nation, and there was the European champion after that. Then there was another guy. I mean, Asia champion. Then it was Kinderland.
Yeah.
Double Olympic champion.
Yeah.
So look, it was a hard draw, but look, I just think that God, I was blessed by God, man, and all the prayers, the people prayed for me, and people had hope for me, and it's how you are as a person yourself. You know, I've always had a clean heart, I've always been a good person, and you know, and I think I must have done something right in love.
You lost that final against Kinland, but you beat him in the return. Not many people will remember beating him in the return. So when you look back on that now, do you think like,
I like him, but
yeah, yeah, but do you sometimes think like, he's obviously got the gold, you got the silver, that's going to never change, but you beat him. And it was not long after, by the way.
6 months after.
6 months after.
Oh, I would have rather beaten him in the league.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Like, does that always? So I won a silver in the Commonwealth. So I'm not going to lie, right? It's like silver's like the class loser because you get to the point and go, I've never took my medal out the draw. Like, and people don't understand it. And they go, what an achievement? I go, nah, because I felt like
you know what? I probably would have done the same as well. I probably would have done the same with the medal when I won silver. But then what happened was it was just the hype and the love I got from the British public. I swear that made me appreciate what I belt more. I mean, the medal more. Yeah, but you made me appreciate how, like, yeah, I won the silver medal, but like I've been treated like I won a gold medal. You know, because I was so young as well, and the appreciation and love and respect I got from it made me put it on the top shelf.
yeah, you've seen.
Yeah, I was going to say, where is that medal now? Where is that medal?
No. So what I've done at home, obviously not far from me, about 20 minutes away. I've got I've got a big cupboard glass with all the belts. So I've got like about 6-7 belts, and I've got the Olympic medal right in the middle because beautiful. I'll always keep that there. You know, they're memories. And I've even got my amateur first belt I ever won was in Kaunas in Lithuania, and the European Championships I won in 2003. One of my first international was in 2003. I know that.
Crazy.
So, and then 2004 the Olympics. So everything got fast tracked for me. If you think about it, I was a cadet in 2003 when I just started fighting for England, and by 2004 I was a senior fighting Teofimo. I thought I was just fighting 6-year-old before, and then gone doom. So I was fighting men.
Yes, and all that.
Listen, it was so crazy because you know the strength that they had. It's like they pushed me around, and You know what I mean? Like, I had no hair. You know, they make you shave before the fight.
Can I ask you this question? Right. So my first senior bout, when you turn 17, you turn into a senior from doing the seniors. I got in with a guy, and he had tattoos all over him.
Yeah.
And a beard, not the scales. I looked at him, and I shit myself because of the tattoos. I knocked him out in 2 rounds, but that wasn't the point. What I'm saying is, because I was still a kid, this is to context where Amir was getting as a 17-year-old winning Olympic medals. I had my first senior fight, saw tattoos, and like,
Crazy, yeah.
crazy when you think about it.
No, it definitely intimidates you. Oh, and you think like, oh shit, like I'm fighting a big, strong man here.
Hairy chest.
And like, I'm not even got no helmet. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, I'm just about have shaved. I'm about to shave. You know what I mean? I've got no hair on my face. Like,
It's not really facial hair anyway. You're trying to make it.
you're trying to lick it off my back. Go off. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I'm telling you, like, it was mad. And I do remember that because I remember being in the weigh-in one time. I think this was in Athens in the pre-Olympic, the pre-Olympic tournament it was, and saw these big guys and they had muscles. But I had no muscles. I had thin arms. I had bones.
People don't realise, honestly, sorry, you don't realise the psychological thing that does to you. Look and think
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
like that, and it gets into your head. We're talking about mind games, psychological, and how much the mind plays a part of being victorious. And that's what physicality is only like.
That's what's made us the people we are now. You know, we obviously we grown up now. We do look back now and think, wow, like we did that.
Yeah.
It makes you stronger mentally, bro.
Yeah.
And then we can give that advice to other youngsters. We went there, we did it, and you could do the same thing. Never get intimidated by anyone. Just go in there, just train hard, work hard, and go in there and give it your best.
When you look back now, what is your favorite memory?
You know what? I fought in the World Championships, and I literally stopped everyone in the tournament, apart from one fighter, Ugas. Ugas is obviously the
Last guy to beat Manny Pacquiao.
yes, it was together.
There you go.
And I beat,
Yeah.
I beat Ugas, yeah.
Stare.
And I beat Ugas, and I broke my hand. I remember you can still see a hand battered there.
Yeah.
And I then fought after that, winning the gold medal after the second round. I fought in the quarterfinals, semifinals, and final with a broken hand, and I won with my jab. I beat everyone with my jab.
Incredible.
That's good. But obviously the Olympics is gonna be special. But like that for me was special because that was a special moment in the World Championship because it was just nice to be crowned as the world champion. You know.
I think what it does is when you have if you ask a lot of fighters what is their most special moment, you expect them to say, "Oh, when I won the world title,
Yeah.
when I won this, or when I won that," and you always get a different answer like that. It's the answer that Amir's just given, and the answer that I've done it at local.
What was yours? I want to know.
I think mine was winning the Southern Area title because winning the Southern Area title against that a guy that I used to beating up all the time in sparring, got Bullings, and we went in there both undefeated. And in the boxing news, Spencer Oliver wins inside 6. We're both going in there. He's going, "I'm going to kick this little shit's ass." I was only young then as well, and I knocked him out in 10 rounds. But it was one of those where I had the mindset: if he hit me with 3, I'd hit him with 4. If he hit me with 4, I'd hit him with 5. But I was just.
So did you have a sparred with each other before? And he said, "Give me X."
He was senior ABA champion. He was 25 when I was like 15. He was a lot older than me. So I knew we were going.
And then
Yeah, so I had psychological, the psychological side that I had to overcome that people didn't know about was much harder than the physicalities. But that was the springboard for me. So that was like probably my best victory, even though I went on to win European titles and all that. But it's massive because it's about the fight that molds you, innit? And you talked about that fight there. That's when you go, I found that self-belief.
Yeah.
It's a mental battle in boxing.
think about it. I broke my hand and I still won the World Championships, fighting the top Kazakhstanis, Uzbekistanis, and French after that. And I beat them all. And I got the best boxer in the tournament.
Yeah. But then you go.
I do with 2 hands.
But then you go. I belong at the top now.
I belong to the
And that takes you.
do then. And England team didn't want to send me to the World Championships. They go, you want to fight for the Olympics? You want to go to the Junior World Championships? You go to the Olympics in 10 months. I said, no, I want to go.
That's the fighter in you, though, isn't it? Yeah.
Because no one knew me anyway. It's only after the Olympics when I come back, I was like, bloody hell, people who I am now.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know how big of a championship the Olympics was till I got there and won the silver medal and I came back home.
Yeah. Well, Amir, we are going to let you go because we've taken enough of your time. Yeah.
Now into these deep bags.
I know.
Don't know where these conversations.
Go down a rabbit hole, yeah.
It's good though, isn't it?
Who are the best you spot? Who are the best guys you spot?
The best guy I got. So this is a brilliant story, and you're going to relate to this one. So we do the shows out in Africa, and we're going to show out in Ghana.
Yeah.
I went out into Ghana, closing a chapter of my life that I didn't know needed closing. And it was an emotional breakdown for me. So it's a guy called Alfred Coakley, who was world bantamweight champion. I'll try and shorten this a little bit. World bantamweight champion. I come back from the Commonwealth Games thinking I was Billy Big Bollops, went in there and realised how hard it was. He was like, I went in there, sparred him, he hit me, shook me down to the soles of my boots, done the old Elvis dance, and realised that I've got a long way to go. And we become good friends, and we was in the same team and everything else.
So were you an amateur then?
I just turning pro, so amateur, just turning pro.
That might have made you fight you want.
He was the fighter that moulded me, but he taught me so much. And the sad part of this story is he lost his world title. Then he went over to America, and they still get used and abused a little bit, and that name on the record and the CV. He ended up having a seizure and dying at 52 years of age. Amir Khan done a show out in Ghana. I went out there. I was asked to go out there doing the commentary. I went out there, and I was walking into the Bookham Boxing Arena, which was like an amazing event, right? It was incredible. Rain was not being out. And I walked in, I looked up, I nearly fell over. I thought I saw Alfred Coakley, and it was his son. And he come up to me going, Spencer, my dad used to talk about all the sparring, so you were sparring. We're both there, we're emotional, we both cried and everything else, and done the commentary.
Wow.
And then I went back to the hotel, and I didn't know it, so I met up with Azuma Nelson, and Azuma was talking about me and Alfred, because Azuma's his father-in-law. Met up with Azuma Nelson in his house, and I met up with all the people that were around when I was boxing, when I turned pro. So I turned pro in Ghana. That's where I signed the contract. And the only person missing was Alfred Coakley. And so when I woke up the next morning and we'd done that show, when we were going home, I woke up, I sat at the end of my bed, and I just burst out crying. And I was there because I just felt like someone had lifted the weight off my shoulders, and I didn't know what that was. It was like a closing chapter. And I just kept going with all these moments. And then the phone goes, and it's Nicola on the phone, right? It's got my wife on the phone. She's like, you know what time we coming out? I was like,
She's like, what's happened?
She's going, what's even happened? Okay. But I was trying to tell her, I've done this bit, I've met Alfred's family, and now I speak to nice Derek Daly. I'm like good friends with his son now, who looks like him, and it's
I think it brings it back to what you were saying earlier about the fact that once you've shared the ring, whether it's like a professional fight or sparring or whatever, it just bonds you in a way that people don't know.
So how mad is this? The interview that we're doing now, Amir Khan Promotions put closure on my own career, which happened way back in 1998, and also reconnected me with the people that were missing in my life that I lost and thought I could never say goodbye to.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, bro.
It's like you were a local there. You walk in the streets and in the fruit. Oh, I remember there. I used to train there.
That's it.
You remember you telling me the stories. I'm like, and I'm like, have you been here before? And everyone. And I'm like, have you been here before? I think there's some Nigerian blood in here.
Thank you so much, Amir.